Welcome back to Houston Newsmakers as we talk about a celebration of 130 years. That's how many years worth of pictures from the Houston Informer will be on display at Houston City Hall from now through February 28th. Joining me this morning to talk about that, Nicole Irvin, Director of the Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs, and Kajana Wiseman, board member of the newly formed Houston Informer Foundation Incorporated. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Kajana, talk to me about, for those who may not be familiar with the Informer, the history of that organization.
Well, I don't know where they're coming from because Houston Informer is the third oldest newspaper in America. And we have archives for 130 years, and the Houston Informer wasn't just the Houston Informer. It was it had other outliers like the Huntsville and Austin. And right now, a lot of our photos are in Dallas, but we're going to have an exhibit down here and show not only the Informer newspapers, but also a metaverse of the Informer, and walk through down Emancipation Avenue.
So through the years.
Right. So we're transferring those papers from just the digital form into the metaverse.
So, Nicole, how important is it for the city to highlight businesses like the Informer that have been such a big part of the history of Houston for so many years?
It's important primarily because it's who we are. Right. So when I think about Houston City Hall, I think about this historic space that should represent who we are, how we've become the Houston of today.
What has been the challenge to digitize all those years worth of?
Well, it's a huge endeavor, and we're only going to be able to show a smattering of it at the events that we're having this year, which I'm sure you're going to share. But this exhibit that's going to be at Houston City Hall from the 18th of January through February, all the way through Black History Month, will be that's our premiere of the beginning, going to the Rockets games, going to just different parts of the city. It'll be a little tour of photos and an experience where you can put on glasses, visors, and walk around in the metaverse. So
the fact that the Houston City Hall is going to be the place where this is going to be taking place, and we've got pictures of what that's going to look like. I mean, you see the City Hall, everybody's seen that, but the priority, it seems, it says something about the priority the city has about this organization being able to step in back in time, is what it's called, stepping back in time and some of these pictures, this little baby, this precious pictures from back in the day, Black Business Retrospective. So when they come to visit between now and February 28th, what are they going to be coming away with, you think, in terms of the experience?
They're going to be coming away with a sense of pride. A sense of pride of who Houston and what Houston has done, and not just Houston, but in looking at the newspaper has told the stories of businesses, told the stories of families and communities, and that is so powerful because you can have that connection between what happened in the past and what's happening today.
Isn't it kind of neat to be able to take the newspaper pictures of then and bring it, because nowadays people they don't think of the newspapers as much as they do being able to do the digital part. So that makes it even more exciting to have the digital and really clear pictures to be able to show that history.
Hence the word stepping.
Yes.
Because they will actually immerse themselves into the culture. And there were over 200 Black businesses on the economic corridor. I remember as a child in the 50s going, that was our downtown.
When you say economic corridor, what street are you talking about?
Emancipation Avenue, which used to be called Dowling.
Right.
And it has its own history, and that was where we had, where if you wanted to get your shoes shined, if you wanted to get a typewriter, old-fashioned typewriter fixed, that was where you went to get your loans. That's around the corner from Texas Southern, where you went to school.
And Nicole, how long have you been able to be a part of this environment, be a part of the Houston history, and to be able to appreciate what's going to be seen in these digital pictures?
Oh, so I'm a newbie. I've been in Houston for only 12 years, but every day, only.
Yeah, but you're with us now.
Only 12 years, but the thing that I appreciate and love is that history, and as we continue to unfold it, the fascinating thing is you'll get a chance, because of the work that has been happening with the foundation, to bring to life that history. And as we look at who and what Third Ward is, Emancipation Avenue, now a cultural district,
right.
It continues to unfold.
And it should be said that the Informer is not out of business. It's still in business doing what it does, and this is just an example of helping to go ahead and bring more to be able to let people see the history and maybe give a sense of what we can look forward in the future.
We have a lot of community partners, and especially HEB and from HEB all the way to car crash lady lawyers.
Right.
So we have, so if they just go to our website, they can actually get a preview, and they're invited to the opening.
And the website is?
Oh, Houston Informer Foundation Incorporated, HoustonInformerFoundation.org.
Okay, got it. Hey, I'm going to put this information on the Newsmakers page on clicktohouston.com, so we make sure you can have all of that. The exhibit runs until February 28th, Houston City Hall, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. It's free. Nicole Irvin, Kajana Wiseman, thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.